I'm joined today with U.S. Congressman Jake LaTurner, and we have quite a few things to get through today. Jake, thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to be with you.
Now, let's start with the career fair. Let's talk a little bit about what it is and when and where.
So this is at 9 to 3 on Wednesday next week at the Ag Hall at the Stormont Vale Event Center. This is a job fair, and I hope folks will come out to this. There's over 1,600 job openings, over 40 businesses are participating. It's free to everyone to come, and we think it's an exciting opportunity to connect people looking for work with job availability.
Perfect, 93. Okay, now moving on to this debt limit bill. Let's break it down a little bit. So let's start with exactly what it is for people who may not be familiar.
We are $32 trillion in debt in this country, and it's absolutely unsustainable. The president has blown past the previous debt increases that have been granted, and they've been record debt limit increases. So what House Republicans have said is, okay, we'll increase the debt limit because it does have enormous implications for our economy here at home and abroad. So we'll increase the debt limit, but we want to address the underlying problem, which is $32 trillion in debt is unsustainable. And so we put common sense provisions in the bill that say we're going to limit the growth in the federal government to 1% a year over the next decade. And that's a very positive thing for us. We also said we're going to claw back the COVID funds that haven't been used sitting across the country, which is a good thing. And then we also said we're going to do things to get the economy up and running again. We're going to make us energy independent once again, lower energy prices for Kansas families.
Now, this is on a nationwide issue, and for people back here in Kansas, what should they know? How is this going to affect them?
Well, if we don't increase the debt limit, it will have economic implications here in our country. And so House Republicans have said, okay, we are going to increase the debt limit. We're going to sit at the table and be reasonable about this. And in return, the White House and the Senate, they have to be reasonable too. And they have to say, yes, this $32 trillion in debt and these trillions of dollars of deficits that we've been spending over the last couple of years just cannot work. We have to address the underlying problem. And so we've passed a bill. We're the only people in town to actually have a plan on this. So we are sitting at the negotiating table, ready to work with the Senate and the White House. And I hope that they will be reasonable when it comes to addressing this issue.
And my last question for you today is, for your time in Congress, what would you like to tell people here in Kansas?
Republicans have got the House working again. We have had bills on the floor in an open and transparent way that members are allowed to amend bills for the first time in a very long time. And we have done the things that we told the American people we were going to do during the election cycle. We have made us more competitive with China, made us pass legislation to make us more energy independent, to repeal burdensome regulations like the WOTUS rule that our farmers are dealing with. We put parents in charge of their children's education, which is incredibly important. It's so important, I think, in this country to make sure that we match what we say during campaign cycles and what we actually do once we get here. That's what we've done over the last 100-some days, and it's what we're going to continue to do.
That was Congressman Jake LaTurner. Thank you so much, and we'll be right back after this.